Whoops. All right, hello again. So let's get started with today's stream. As you can see, the Zalmao is back. Duke keeps bothering me to try this stepping of graphics chip that he's been trying, so we're going to see if it works. If it doesn't, we're going to be traveling over to Europe, and there will be hell to pay. So to continue the thank you, as you can see, we have spicy chicks. We have more cocks than we've ever had before, and we've also got a couple of new things here. So this here is an XLR mixer, a mini XLR mixer. Very, very cool looking thing. So it's got 3 XLR inputs on the top, and then it has 1 XLR output on the side, which is pretty cool. And it came with a letter. It says, Lewis, I have sent you a mini XLR mixer from avlifesavers.com. I wanted to gift this to you as you will be in my state, and I want to make sure you have everything needed to do a proper live stream and capture everything. I haven't looked at the audio patching where you'll be at, but I'm assuming it's hopefully just some paralleled male-female XLR jacks. Hard to say if it'll be isolated from whatever mics being used for the legislators, so it is possible there may be phantom power on them too, so be aware of that. Unfortunately, I probably won't be able to watch the stream as I'll be working, but if you have any issues, please let me know. I work production for the Arena in Lincoln and Husker Vision, UNL's athletic broadcast engineering department, so I might be able to help. I am very passionate about the Fair Repair Act. I have emailed legislators, told friends and family, and discussed it with a few professors. I am aware of your stance on college, but I justified it by wanting to pursue an engineering career in production equipment as I'm studying electrical engineering. I agree with you otherwise. I encounter so many peers who, even in engineering, just don't have a clue when it comes to anything outside college. Anyway, I see the ramifications of the bill, and I plan to keep doing everything in my power to help it gain traction. In the production industry, it's almost expected that a product will be repaired by the techs who use it and not shipped back to the manufacturer. A pipe dream of mine is being able to purchase schematics with a product and repair it once deployed in an installation or mobile production setting. I've been working on... Oh, what was I doing? Oh, I was reading this. Where from? I've been working on repairing power amplifiers and other pro audio equipment. Your videos have helped me create a troubleshooting process. Hopefully all goes well on your trip, and Jessa and you are able to capture interesting commentary. You have no reason to trust me, but if you do over whatever hotel you're staying at, you could mail your batteries to me instead. You'll know my address, so you know who to come beat up. Regards, Garrett. P.S. Start With No is a great book. Thank you. This is pretty cool. So yeah, the idea is I do want to record everything live from the Nebraska State Legislature. If for any reason the live broadcast winds up being shitty or the internet is crappy, I'm going to be also recording a second high bitrate copy because my Lenovo P50 came in today. So this is the new Lenovo P50. Thank you very much to Lenovo, by the way. So they gave me $200 off for sending me the wrong thing. I got this is the Xeon 2.8 gigahertz processor, I think. I got to double check, and I got the Quadro 2000M in here, so I'll be able to stream using the processor, and I'll be able to save using NVENC at maybe like 80 or 100 megabit per second. So I'll have a nice high quality stream as a backup. And so the thing is, I have no idea. They told me that I could plug into their microphone system there, so they have microphones set up. They said they have plugs in the wall. I don't know if that's mic outs. I don't know if that's a mixer output. I don't know if I have no idea what they are. So I'm going to have to figure that out when I get there. The person on the phone honestly had no idea. So I'm going to be bringing a bunch of cables. I got some, TRS to XLR, a quarter inch. I have XLR cables. I got this little XLR mixer now. And this camcorder can take both a microphone and a line level input, has phantom power, and has 2 very excellent inputs. So I'm excited. Hopefully I show up with everything I need. Hopefully I don't get tackled by the TSA while I'm on the airplane. And that's going to be really fun. But we're not to the end of the gift pile yet, because I got something DHL today, and let's check it out. So this comes from, let's see, where is this from? This comes from Jones Tronics Pty Limited in Australia. Now let's open this thing up. Let's open this thing up. Check out what I got. Let's see. EEV block. Wow. So BAC3. Looks like I've got some looks like I have some jumpers here. Some alligator clips. Some really fancy alligator clips. Not because what I've been using all along so far is this Radio Shack piece of shit. And you guys know the Radio Shack ones, they suck. They fucking suck. But these are cool. It says, "Hi, Lewis. One of your viewers said you don't like the meter you are using. Try this one, Dave EEV blog." This is awesome. This is awesome. This is so cool. I was watching Dave's channel far before I started one. If you haven't seen it, you should. It's kind of like my channel, except if I were a successful engineer rather than a bum. But let's take a look at this. We can get it on camera number 2. Let's see, camera number 2 here. This is so cool. All right, so let's see. Let's open the box without screwing it up. Something I've never managed to do. I love this too. Look at this. Like this is why Dave Jones' channel is awesome. This is why I would love to see Dave do videos and stuff that have nothing to do with electronics. Like just like no bullshit packaging. Like I like that. I have the saying on the site. It's no bureaucracy, no salespeople, no idiots, no bullshit. And people have always told me you can't put that. You cannot put that on on a business website. And I'm like, why not? Anyway, 7 years later, it's still there. Oh boy. By the way, this is a decent multimeter. It's just I've destroyed the stand and I've tried to super glue it back in because I was lazy. But see, it's like you have it standing up and you do this and it's like, see, it just keeps falling over. It's like, and yeah, fuck that. But let's take a look at this. I like the fluke. It's just the stand is killing me. This. It includes a battery. Oh boy. All right, let's see. Hey, look. See, I knew that Dave would not make a... Yeah, see, this is a good stand. See? I can move it back and forth. I can smack it around a little bit. And it just stays in position. This is cool. Ah, dropped it. It comes with a bunch of other cool stuff that... Yeah. Ah, this is banana plugs for speakers. So check it out. It comes with this if you want to measure the output of a speaker amp or something. That's pretty cool. That's a cool attachment. I've never gotten a meter with that before. The Fluke is probably more accurate and certainly is not as big as this thing. Say what? The Fluke is larger. So, yeah. See? Here, this camera has shitty zoom. There we go. Did you see the side of Dave's meter? Jason, I love the, I love the marketing. All right. Oh, it's beeping at me. Is this Dave sending me a message in Morse code? I have it in the wrong one, don't I? Ah, this is for measuring milliamps, and I'm in millivolts. This thing is actually smart enough to beep if I put it in the wrong one? No, it beeps in either one. Huh. Maybe it'll stop beeping when I put this in. Okay, maybe it's this one? It says wrong hole. Yeah, it's yelling at me. How about this one? Okay. Okay, so this is a smart enough meter that when I plug it into the wrong hole, it actually starts beeping. Tell me that's not cool. Tell me that's not cool. So this thing is actually compatible with my idiotic behavior. Okay, so we have auto ranging. Now, the only thing that I'm going to have to get for this are micro probes, or I think I can use my Fluke micro probes because this probe is about the size of my pinky, which I'm sure is going to be suitable for most of you, but most of you know I tossed my original Fluke probes in the garbage the day I got it because they're much too... These probes are much too large for most of what we're doing. And of course, Dave's meter is going to fit standard probes just fine because it's no bullshit. So I got my nice micro probes, which you can see are conveniently bent for getting under QFN chips and anything like that. Aren't you glad it tells you when you were in the wrong hole? Most things will most will tell you if you're in the wrong hole. That's the thing. Most will tell you, and they will not be nice about it. So thank you very much to Dave. This is really awesome. This is cool. This is so cool. And it even comes with the adapter for amplifiers. This is awesome. Thank you. So this is going to go over here in my toolboxes bin. Fluke is going to go in that. Now we have another multimeter for the other room, so we can stop stealing them back and forth, which is great, because I always am taking stuff from the office up front on days when nobody else is here. And this is my little mini XLR mixer. This thing is so cool. All right, so now we're going to have to get to actually fixing some stuff. Yeah, we're going to have to get to fixing some stuff, so let's move this camera back where it belongs. That thing on the right is for you, Floss. That's all for you. Right here. This is all for you. All right, so let's get down to business. I wonder if the Touch Bar MacBook got fixed. It did. I had to leave. I'm sorry, I had to leave early yesterday. I had some business to attend to that I just could not put off. Some things, on very rare occasion, I actually do have to do my job and like pretend I'm a business owner and all that. So I'm sorry that I had to leave yesterday, but I had to go. Had something very important to do. But the Touch Bar machine, everything you saw from yesterday's Touch Bar stream, the Touch Bar machine did work again. That machine is such a bitch to get back in, let me tell you. Like, I mean, you know how the newer Retinas, you feel like a dentist going, to keep every single cable from going under the board when you're putting it in? It is a pain in the ass. And I'm not sure if that's just because it's new and I'm not used to it, or if it's going to be like that even when I do get used to it. But those are not pleasant machines to take apart, let me tell you. They are not pleasant machines to take apart. Who knows? Someday I may change my mind. There was once a time when I thought the A1278 was hard to take apart, and now it's like, like 20 seconds. The board is out. I'm reading chat while I'm taking everything off and not even looking at it. So let's get on to the next machine. Just got to clean my desk off, wash my hands, put my gloves on, and get started. This is really starting to grow on me. Like, I mean, first, just having one or two cocks up there of the same brand, it had no character. But like you can see that the light from the cock, just really, it adds something to these salt and pepper container over here. So I think instead of pepper and salt, I'm just gonna make both of these salty, and I'm gonna have this up front. And anytime somebody starts complaining, I'm just gonna go, "You salty," and point to it. You being a salty cock now? You need customer service? You being a salty cock? You being a salty cock, man? You being a salty cock? Okay. Our desk is clean. It's time to get on to some work. So what do we have here? Retina that's dead. All right. Let me just open up the bottom of this thing. Am I out of magnets? I am out of magnets, and I have to get some more. Oh, thermocouple. Oh, that's a thermocouple. Okay. Okay, I cave. I'm an idiot. Oh, well. This is the Bryman BM325, and I mistook the banana plugs for some type of speaker connection, and it's a thermocouple. Oh, well. Whoopsie. Your camera is stuck on your cocks. It sure is. I'm remove here. You want? Boring, isn't it? Can't really see the desk at that angle, but oh well. You can see what matters. Why are you dead? Oh, you're an A1425. I hate these. No. No, they're so annoying to take apart. This is karma for what I was just saying. Alright, let's see. No power, it says. And we have no green light. What is the first thing to check for if you don't have a green light? Let's see what the chat says. What does chat say? How smart is chat? One-wire circuit. PP3V42. PP3V42, obviously. Very good, very good. I'm proud of you all. Wow, there's learning going on here. There's learning. I'm liking this. All right, so let's open up the Boyd schematics. This is an 820-3462. By the way, that touch bar machine was fixed without a schematic and a board view. So, to those who have decided not to release it, we're still going to do it, and we're going to do it better. We're going to do it, and we're going to do it better than the Apple Store, faster than the Apple Store, and under budget. Ahead of schedule and under budget. Ahead of schedule, under budget, ahead of schedule. All right, let's open this up, and let's try and fix this one under budget and ahead of schedule. So, here we go. So as you know, adapter sense is where the adapter is going to talk to the computer. So adapter sense comes from J6900. J6900 is where the DC inboard plugs in. These gloves torn already? Seriously? I put these on like 2 seconds ago. Anyway, this J6900 is where the adapter plugs into the computer. So if you look on screen right over here, see, J6900. Now, J6900 is going to allow adapter sense to talk to the machine, but before it talks to the machine, it has to go through U6900, which is where it allows external, as in the charger, to talk to the inside the machine internal, the SMC, on sys 1-wire. SMC is over here. SMC is U4900, SMC, which is System Management Controller. Now, thank you to QDZBWX.com if they're the ones that provided this. Find me the touch bar schematics, man. Find me touch bar. So this chip receives power on pin 1. Now, where does this may confuse some. So how do you know that? Well, this goes over here. That's a capacitor to ground. Ground is 0. That doesn't provide power. It comes from over here, but there's a 2 kilo ohm resistor going to sys 1-wire. If this is supposed to be a data line, I would imagine this is a pull-up resistor on the data line, not a provider of power. And then there's this. This is a logic gate. This is a logic gate that will allow 3.42 volts through if you have voltage on A and B. So A, SMC, BC, AC, OK. B, SMC, BC, AC, OK. So if that's present and PP3V42 is present, we'll get 3.42 volts here, which will allow this chip to turn on, which will allow adapter sense to talk to the SMC on the sys1 wire line. So let's figure out where PP3V42 is. And hey, where'd my board view go? I didn't hit X on it, did I? Okay. So we can see it right over here on this inductor, which is going to be under the heatsink. Annoying to get to, but that's fine. We'll measure it with our new multimeter, which you can barely see. I'll have to get that in better view. I'll read out the voltage and you'll believe me, right? Are you not afraid that Apple will hire 2 black bad guys and remove you because you are doing no authorized repairs and you stealing money from them? LOL. You know, that never crossed my mind. It never crossed my mind, actually. And we have 3.4 volts. Okay, so now we're going to unplug the keyboard. You know how you can reset the SMC from the keyboard, so you keep the power button held down and then you plug in the charger or something like that? So the keyboard actually has the ability to reset the SMC. So if there was liquid inside the keyboard, then it can keep the power button pushed down, which would actually reset the SMC, keeping it from turning on. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to unplug everything from here and go from there. Is this still a MacBook after you repair it? Yes. I don't have the power to turn this into a good computer. I wish I did. If I did, then, you know, then maybe I'd be using one. I don't have the power to turn this into a good computer. I wish there was a way I could touch this and just magically not make it a MacBook. If there was a way I could turn this into a classic ThinkPad by touching it, I would be doing that all day. Unfortunately, I can't. It's still a shitty little MacBook with shitty little cooling and crappy liquid resistance. Did Lewis ever talk about the switch? I don't get it. Why do you work on Macs? Because people pay me to. Because there is a demand for it. Where there is a demand, you should be a supply. Did the fluke die? Nope. What is your most expensive mistake in your career? It would have to be the day that my website was only authorizing payments and not capturing them, so I lost about $30,000. That would have to be it. I only made back about 20,000 of it. Do you have video where you use the not reball machine? It's a hot air. It's a BGA station, not reball machine. But yeah, I have videos on it. If you search for Zalmao, ZMR6200, will you tear down the P50 to give an opinion of build quality? Fuck no. I'm not taking that apart. No. 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 See, when Jerry Rig Everything takes something apart, his video makes enough money that it pays for the cost of the device. When I do a video, I get $15. So I'm not tearing apart my $1,400 laptop. Hell no. Fuck that. I need that thing to work. I'm going to be recording using that machine when I'm live in Nebraska, and there's no. I don't want it to be like I was taking this apart on video and I fucked it up, and no. No. You can't really, that's the thing, you can't really tell build quality until you drop something. Like taking it apart wouldn't tell you anything. Dropping it off of a ladder over and over again, that would tell you a lot. But again, I get paid 15 to 20 bucks a video, and there's no way in hell I'm dropping that thing off of a ladder. I would, you know, if I made $1,000 a video, maybe I would, but no. No, none of that. No. How'd you solve the battery problem? I wound up sending they sent me a new battery, which was nice of them. But by the time they sent me a new battery, I realized that I got the wrong GPU, so I sent the whole machine back. I ordered another one, And I got one that actually has a dent in the battery, but it stays in, and that's all I care about. Dave says not amplifier thermocouple. You've said, like, I said that 3 times already, and like you keep typing it. I don't get it. Like, I can't go back in time. You're right. Congratulations. You're right. The last 5 times you repeated yourself. After I already acknowledged it. How is it? Let's see. JS says more AIDS. Yes. 15 bucks a video, at least you get a burrito out of it. I like the burrito. Is there any good vegan pizza in East Village? There's actually very little good pizza in New York, believe it or not. I really don't get when people type the same thing in the chat like 5 times. It's like, I just stop copying and pasting. Yeah, there's this concept that the best pizza in the world is in New York, and it is not. New York is home to some of the shittiest, floppiest, garbage, $1 shitty pizza there is. And then there's the places that charge $3 to $5 a slice, but it's still even worse than the ones that are $1 a slice. Have you ever seen a Broadway show? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Do you pay Italian mafia for protection? You're thinking of like the 70s, the 60s. That's not a thing anymore. You don't have to be afraid of you don't have to be afraid of Italian mobsters. You have to be afraid of SJWs that send that's the thing to be afraid of, that like mischaracterize what you say and then get you Wall Street Journal articles calling for everybody to hate you. Like there's a different type of mafia. It's no longer like it's not like Italian gangsters or Russian gangsters with guns. It's you know, people. It's just regular people that think they're making the world better by making it worse. That's what you got to worry about. But like I posted this picture to Instagram the other day, and I got this guy raging on it. It was like one of those like, you know, like punch a Nazi things nearby, and I'm like, then I explained why I think this is silly. Because again, I understand why people would want to punch a Nazi. You know, like the whole idea, Nazis killed innocent people. If you are one, you agree with killing innocent people. Therefore, I want to punch you. I follow that thought process. The problem is that I live in New York City, and I have heard many, many people who are not Nazis get called Nazis, not because they are Nazis, but because somebody didn't agree with them or somebody didn't like them. So if you make it okay, if let's say somebody says, he's a Nazi, and then somebody else across the street actually believes that person that said he's a Nazi and runs over and punches him, but doesn't realize that he's not a Nazi, he's just somebody who disagreed with somebody, gets very, very dangerous very, very quickly. So, yeah, there's you don't have to be afraid of the mafia in New York City. That's not a thing. No gangsters anymore, just Yelp reviewers. Yeah, they're probably worse. Yelp reviewers are probably worse. Yeah, Yelp reviewers and social justice warriors. That's far scary. Like, you know, give me a good old mafia hitman trying to come at me with a gun any day. That's easy. But they're because that's the thing. Like, you can pay them and they go away. Like, at least with the mafia, they just want to take like 2,000 or 3,000 a month. Like, what would PewDiePie have to do for the Guardian and the Wall Street Journal to stop saying that he's the worst person on earth? You know, like at least they don't even have a price tag. It's just, you know. The one thing I can say about the mafia is, at the very least, the mafia has a price tag. Okay. Lewis, how do you meet women? Not through Chris Long, I can tell you that much. Board is almost out. A1425s are the worst. They're the worst. Here we go. Have you been to or do you plan to visit the UK? Well, I don't have any plans to visit the UK. Alright, let's look around this board and see what we can find. Anything good? That's colorful. That's a pretty little chip. Louis, are you from New York? Yes. Chris says, you are Mafia, quit playing. Just because I was an Italian born in Brooklyn does not make me no. Racist! Everybody get Chris. Chris Long is a Nazi. Everybody get him! Get him! What are your thoughts on eating eggs, if any? It was one of those things where I was just getting eggs on a bagel because everybody in line was getting eggs in a bagel. And then one day I had to ask myself, do I really like this, or am I just eating this because everybody in line was getting it and I was... And it was one of those things where it's like, I'm just eating it because everybody in line is getting the same thing, so I decided to as well. Like like in my mid-20s, I realized like a lot of the stuff that I ate was not stuff that I wanted to. It was just shit that was forced down my throat when I was younger. And I just got used to it. Oh, what's that? That's some garbage right there. Did you get your P50? I got it. Oh. Louis, I got a graphics card damage and a power surge from Lightning. 99% of the stuff from Lightning is just junk. Alright, so here's the thing. So remember how the SMC talks to the charger? This corrosion is probably not what's doing it, but the SMC is on the board right on the other side. So I'm guessing that corrosion got onto the SMC, which leads me to guess that there may be an issue with the SMC. Because the SMC has liquid around it, and the SMC is what's going to talk to the charger. And we've also got some issues, some stuff over here, we've got some junk over here. And the worst of it all is junk by the ISL 6259. The ISL 6259 is what creates the SMC BCACOK signal that allows U6901 to send 3 volts to U6900 that allows the charger to talk to the SMC. So let's just go over some of this with a little bit of flux, a little bit of heat, and get on with our day. When are you going to Nebraska? I'm going to arrive March 9th. March 8th. March 8th. Louis, you should get a UV light over the boards. I don't want to do that until I retire, because I know if I do that, I'm just never going to work on this shit again. I don't want to fucking do that shit. That's disgusting. That would be nasty. Who sent you the big throbber? I honestly don't remember. Do you mind if I stop by at Lincoln to see you? As long as you don't come by and creepily smile at me. There's this thing that people do in New York where they walk in, and I know immediately that they're a fan and they're not here for business just because they have this creepy smile on their face, and it's just so weird to have a conversation. So as long as you don't do that, sure, fine. As long as you don't say any of the following terms. A, oh my god, I love all your videos. B, it's really you. C, weird blank smile, like. As long as you don't do any of the above, that's cool. But if you do, then just please don't. If you can be a person, then it would be great to meet you. If you're gonna be like one of those weirdos, then no. Because that's. How the hell do you have a camera linked with the zoom on the microscope and still see through it? Camera, eyeballs. Camera, eyeballs. I love my setup. It's beautiful. I used to not do that. I used to have a camera going through here, and in 2014 I actually did a video where I was soldering using the viewfinder of my $100 JVC camcorder. Chris, you can't say that. You know, if you could get somebody else to come on here and say what you just said, that would be totally acceptable. But coming from you, I'm sorry, I just don't want to hear it. I'm sorry, I just don't want to hear it. Do you sign autograph? I don't want to sign autograph. That's just weird. Like, that's weird. Like, if somebody is going to value, if they're going to be so happy just because I wrote on the piece of paper, I don't know. That's just weird. It kind of like makes me wonder, like, what are you going to do with that piece of paper? Like, if I sign a piece of paper and somebody gets excited, it just makes me think that they're going to go home and jerk off into it. And that just creeps me out. Like, there's something about becoming, there's something about getting a YouTube following that has changed the way that I think about approaching the more popular people that I admire. Like, if I saw Tori Amos in a concert 10 years ago, I may ask for their autograph. But at this point, I would not ask for an autograph because I can imagine that they'd find it weird. Where are most U.S. people getting the MacBook devices? In the shower? Are pigeons shitting on their laptops? This is mostly the result of liquor. So where I live, there's a bunch of bars that don't card people. So they don't card teenagers. And teenagers do stupid shit when they drink. And there's a lot of stupid teenagers in the area because there are dorm rooms where let's face it, if you're away from parents for the first time in a new state that doesn't card people, and you're living on your own, then you're going to do stupid shit, like most do. And my store is right across the street from all those dorms, where all these kids who have rich parents, because they were rich enough to send them to a college in New York City and stay in a dorm, live, who like Macs because they're hipsters that live in New York City. And they got wasted and they did stupid. This is pretty much the perfect place to have this type of business. Like, I can't think of any other location in the world that would be as ideal as where I am. I didn't have a sign. Like, for the first several years I was in business, there was no sign. I'm probably going to take my sign down soon, just because I honestly don't even like this the way it looks and just having it. And I'm still going to get business. Like, this is the perfect area for what I do. Absolute perfect area. Take a picture with... I honestly couldn't even do that, because when people are like, can I take a picture with you? It's weird to me. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't be weirded out if I was out with my best friends and we took a picture in the middle of the night. But when, like, somebody I don't know walks up to me and is like, can I get your picture? It's just weird. So weird. So strange. All right, so the SMC may have some corrosion under it, so I'm going to remove this edge bonding. And after I remove the edge bonding, I'm going to reflow the SMC and try not to fuck it up. Dude Man says, people who go up to their inspirations to say, oh my god, I love you so much, should be gassed, to be honest. And also, the thing I find is, admittedly, like, there are celebrity crushes I have, but realistically, I know that I have nothing in common with them. I would have nothing to say to them. It's just a fun little dream to have in my head. It doesn't actually mean that it's something that should occur. That, like, I probably shouldn't actually meet these people. I would have nothing to say to them. I would have nothing in common with them. We wouldn't be able to have a... There's a 99% chance we wouldn't be able to have a conversation. I'm not into small talk, so I can only talk to people about legitimate issues that are actually interesting to both of us, that we both have an argument for, when I want to talk to you. So, I mean, realistically speaking, most of these things should just stay... They should stay people that I don't meet. Like... Sync the audio with what? Do you want me to sync the audio with the shadow that's moving as the hot air station moves? What do you want me to sync the audio? What the? Chris says everyone has a common hate for Nazis. Talk about that, man. I've been called a Nazi for being against the punch a Nazi thing, and that's just like. Because here's the way I see the punch a Nazi thing as an adult. Remember when you were in second grade and some kid would say, he has cooties, and everybody go, ew, he has cooties, run away. Oh, he has cooties, run away. Oh, your book bag's next to his, he has cooties, run away. Oh, punch him, he has cooties, punch him, he has cooties. It's like, the punch a Nazi thing is seriously, it's like the adult version of he has cooties. Like, because that's the thing, I understand why somebody would want to punch an actual Nazi. If there's somebody walking down the street saying fascism forever, or, you know, like, kill all the whatever, or you should be in an... Like, if somebody's saying that kind of fucked up shit, I understand why somebody... And you have, like, legitimate proof that they're saying this. Not bullshit, not stuff taken out of context. I can understand it. But it's like the adult version of this cooties thing. It's like, he's a Nazi, oh, he's a Nazi, punch him! What's, like, the burden of proof to call somebody a Nazi in liberal New York City is the same level as the burden of proof for he has cooties in my elementary school. And that's like that's the issue I have with it, is there's going to be a lot of people if that you know take, and that's the thing, it's not being a bad person. Like, most people who do bad things, they're not bad people. They're people who are misguided, who think they're doing good things. So you're going to have all these good people that want to be against Nazis, that want to be against bad and evil in the world, that are going to, you know, start punching people because they think they're doing the right thing. And they're going to walk up to somebody where there's virtually no burden of proof to determine whether they're actually a Nazi. They're going to beat the crap out of the person, and what if that person's not a Nazi? Oh, well. Too late. You already broke his jaw, huh? Yeah. It's... Yeah, I'm not for random violence. I honestly do try to avoid violence, if I can. It's important, because that's the thing. I mean, I think a lot of people act based on anger or visceral emotion when they go to violence, and I try to avoid violence at all costs. It's only if it's absolute self-defense and it's clear that there's no way to de-escalate it, because like it really, like, in the moment it feels right to do the violent thing. Your brain's telling you that. I mean, not your brain, but, you know, the part of your brain that doesn't think. But later on, you're going to wonder, you know, was that really the right thing to do? Was that effective? How does that affect my physical well-being? How does that affect my life? How does that better anything? It usually doesn't. And even if you're angry right now, if you're acting based on feelings and you're angry and you feel like hitting somebody is okay, how are you going to feel 10 minutes from now? 10 minutes from now, when you're not angry, you may look at the action you took while you're angry and be pretty pissed at it. So it's... Why did I do that? Why didn't I wait until I was less mad to make a decision on how I would act? It's not, you know, it's not that I'm for Nazis. I'm against random acts of violence, and I'm against it being something that society says is okay. Because the burden of proof just goes down and down and down and down and down. Lewis, please make a video with Stefan Molyneux. It would be amazing. I'm not sure what there would be to say. I mean, I really think it would, like, if I made a video with him, I think we'd be just saying the same thing in stereo for an hour or two. It would be like if I did a video, it would be like if Stefan did a video with Larry Elder, it would be almost the same as if Stefan did a video with me. Like, I think the reason Stefan Molyneux and Larry Elder have never done a video together is because they know that they would both be saying the exact same thing into the microphone for 5 hours. And, like, there would just be no point to the discussion. And it would probably be the same thing there. I'm sure if we worked really hard, we could find one thing that we disagreed on. Like, if you worked really, really hard, and we put our mind to it, we could find something that we disagree on. As you can see, we have a green light, and I'm going to check and see if the fan is spinning and see if this beautiful reflow has done what it should have. And then maybe, just maybe, if the ultrasonic is still hot, you'll get to see what it looks like post-ultrasonic cleaning. So let's see if we get a fan spin. We're going to see if we get a fan spin here. Look at that beautiful fan. I'm pretty sure Lewis voted Trump. Openly stating this with a store in New York would be stupid, so I understand him not being open about it, says Marcel Dezach. There was this one person, I'm not sure if anybody followed, they were wearing a red hat, and it said, "Make Bitcoin great again." It didn't say, "Make America great again." It wasn't a Trump hat. It was a Bitcoin hat. It was a red hat that said, "Make Bitcoin great again." And this woman got fucking pepper sprayed in the eyes by a protester. She got pepper sprayed for wearing a fucking Bitcoin hat because it was red. So yeah, it's important to be careful with what you do, because the people who are the most against, who claim to be the most tolerant, can often be the people who are the most violent. Pepper spray is not fun, man. If you wear a red hat, then you are pretty much asking to get pepper sprayed. Didn't you beat up your bully back in high school? I did, and you should watch that video to see what I think of violence. It's thoughts on bullying on this channel. If you watch the entire video, you'll see exactly why I came to the conclusion that I did. I used to get my ass kicked on a regular basis by somebody who was much stronger than me. I gained about 30 or 40 pounds in my last year of high school. I met the same person 30 to 40 pounds later, for them the same size. And you know what? Again, that's the difference between being 17 years old, or that's the difference between being 17 and 28, you know? It wasn't as satisfying as I thought it would be. I did what I had thought what I would have very happy to do for a long time, and it wasn't as happy as I thought it would be. It just wasn't as fun. Why can't everyone hate communists? They killed 10 times the people Nazis did. You make a point, but again, I would just say let's not jump to violence against anyone randomly. Like there should because it's not gonna make society better. I can tell you that much. There's no need for random acts of violence. There's just no. Again, this channel is all about thinking, using your brain, logical thinking. I always say think, use your brain, not your fists, your brain. Using your brain means not randomly punching people. Okay. Hey. And you're going to feel better for like this much time. I can tell you, honestly, you're going to feel better for like this much time. I'm not going to say you're not going to feel better for a short period of time. But it's a very short period of time. And what you have to live with after it is not going to be fun. Okay, where did I put the rest of my magnets? Here, magnets. Here, magnets. Here we go. This may be an inappropriate question. I could totally understand if you decline to answer, but do you have any political preferences, left, right, or center? I would say my views most people who meet me call me a conservative. I would call myself more of a libertarian. I believe in personal accountability and personal responsibility very strongly, and that's at the center of that. I guess that's at the core of my political beliefs, a sense of personal accountability and personal responsibility. The worst thing you can do to a person is take away the gift of personal responsibility. If you want to treat somebody like the biggest piece of garbage, you can remove them of their personal responsibility. and just. So I've said this in a different stream. I feel like as the world goes on, we're not free, and then everybody fights for freedom, fight for freedom, achieve freedom. Oh God, we have to have responsibility. You mean like, oh my God, this responsibility? No, that's okay. More intervention, and then we're back to totalitarianism. And it was like, we want to be free. It's like a pendulum. And if you read through history, you'll notice that over the past 2,000 to 4,000 years, there's been this pendulum swinging back and forth. And I'm not saying that we're always here or we're always there or we're going back to the exact same form of totalitarianism or total freedom. But I feel like it's a pendulum, and we're constantly swinging back and forth between freedom, but oh my God, we have responsibility, fuck that, and oh my God, we have no freedom, fuck that, oh God, we have to be responsible, and it goes back and forth, and right now, I believe we are on the downswing, so we're on the, oh God, we have responsibility, blah. And then eventually it's going to swing back, but through my lifetime, I feel like we've been on that downswing. Okay, so this says logic board repair. It chimes. We just don't have anything on the screen. Oh, you're a 2012, you fucker. (2012). So let's see. Do we have GPU vCore? Let's scroll through the chat and then get to checking if we have GPU vCore. If I send in a suction cup dildo known as Mr. Dependable, would you display it? My girlfriend sells them. What? And she has one purple one left. Sure, I'd be happy to take your girlfriend's purple dildo. Why not? Why not? I'll take... It seems so, yeah. Label it Mr. Dependable. I know. No, if I move over here... If I stand over here, yeah, that's perfect positioning. This is just begging for Photoshop right here. Yeah. Lewis, you should sell everyone who has a board fixed with liquid damage one of the silicone keyboard covers for protection against next time because they will spill stuff in it again. What's your opinion on Behringer equipment? Lots of audio people say it's trash. It sure is. It sure is. It sure is. Yeah. If you actually manage to find Behringer equipment that doesn't sound like shit, that doesn't sound like like fucking 20 dB signal to noise ratio distorted crap, you'll find that it lasts probably 3 months before it dies. I haven't used Behringer stuff for 5 years, I will say, but for the entire time I've ever used Behringer stuff, it sounded like shit, and if it didn't sound like shit, it broke in a few months. So Behringer is the bottom of the barrel, garbage dog shit. I would just no. Find used stuff. That's the thing. This is saying on this forum I used to be on called Tape Op was like beg, borrow, or steal. I'm not suggesting that you steal, but I would focus more on the beg and borrow. I would say my saying would be beg, borrow, and buy used. Because here's the thing with audio. It's one of those very, very high turnover fields where people like, today I want to be a musician, and then tomorrow it's like, I failed at being a musician. So you're going to find a lot of people who are selling their audio equipment, and you should buy it from other people that are selling it. Like, instead of buying a piece of shit Behringer, whatever, why not buy a used but good something from a real brand? That would be my suggestion, instead of buying, because again, Behringer, again, even if you find something that doesn't sound like shit, it's not going to last very long at all. All right, so we have fans spinning on full speed, no backlight, and I would bet that my 7 cocks, and my 1 set of balls, that there's no GPU vCore. So let's see. All right, so the caps lock key doesn't work, so we're not even in an operating system. So let's take this board out and take a look at it, see what we find. This ain't going to be fun. 2012 retinas suck. Bitcoin is great nowadays. Bitcoin is great if you're not getting pepper sprayed. Again, like, dude, be careful. You know, the funny thing is I have this red hat that I got like 6 years ago. It's a cap, baseball cap. Dude, I wouldn't wear that around here. I don't want to fucking get pepper sprayed. And those are not the people that are going to walk up to you, say, I have a problem with you, and then fight with you. Those are the people that are going to walk up to you, then have their friend sucker punch you from behind, or like while you're talking to person A, that person's friend walks right up, pepper sprays you, and runs away. It's like, you know, I mean, that's the shit to be scared of. It's not even the people that want to fight you. It's just the random people that just want to, like just smack you and then run away. Yeah. Like, I have this 6-year-old red baseball hat. It doesn't even say anything on. It's just a red hat. Like, no, I'm not wearing that. Fuck that. Yeah, I'm not scared of the mafia. I live in a neighborhood. I live in a neighborhood right now where there used to be something like 100 shootings a year. It's gotten a lot better, but when I moved into my area of Bed-Stuy almost 10 years ago, it was not nice. I had no fears walking through that neighborhood. I had no fears. Even when it was disgusting and people were shooting each other, I knew my neighbors, said hello to my neighbors. You know, we even drank on the porch every now and then together. No problem with that neighborhood. Dude, those SJWs with the fucking pepper spray, though, like, watch out for that. Watch out for that. That is the scary. That is what is scary. All right. Treating all disagreement as some manifestation of Nazism is a great way to minimize the actual atrocities committed by Nazis. That's another thing. Again, Hitler is a person that turned genocide and murder into an industry. Hitler did to genocide what Henry Ford did to, you know, producing cars. And every time you call somebody that when they're not that, you're pretty much minimizing what the actual one did, which is, nah. What's the most efficient way to make yourself fitter? I would do full body exercise. Like, don't do this shit where, like, Monday I do squats, Tuesday I do deadlifts, Wednesday I do bench press, Thursday I do bent over row, Friday I do skull crushers, Saturday I do curls, Sunday I do it. Like, just don't do that shit. Do it all in the same go. So Monday, full body workout. Wednesday, full body workout. Friday, full body workout. Sunday, full body workout. Pretty much do everything. And there are a bunch of programs out there. You're going to have to find the one that works for you. Some programs will be great for you. Some will suck. But yeah, full body programs are going to be the most efficient. And here's what I will say. Here's what I'll say. If you find out that you cannot get through the full body program, even when you have weights when you lower the weight, if you find that you don't have the energy to get through the whole program, and that's because I've heard people say this, like, there's no way in hell I could do bench press and then squats and then bent over rows and deadlifts all on the same day. I'd be dead. Change your diet. Whatever you got. If you don't have energy, then you got to do. Then find foods that are going to give you the fucking energy to push through the whole day. But yeah, that splitting thing, doing one little body part every day, just no, that's not efficient. That works well if you're on roids, but if you're not on roids, it does you a disservice. Pepper spray me and you get lead sprayed. Whoa. Wouldn't fuck with you. It's going to give you a high, then you will crash. That is, yeah, violence is very much so like an addictive drug. You get the high, and then you crash. It's just I would hope that any of the people I have as subscribers are not the type of people that would rush to unsolicited, unprovoked violence. That's really not what I want to teach on this channel. Louis, why do you work so late? How do you know that I didn't just show up to work at 7 o'clock and then leave at 8? For all you know, I only work an hour a day. What books do you like reading? Anything that's nonfiction. Fiction, I kind of find it boring to read fiction. It requires an imagination, and at the end of the day, I don't want to have an imagination. I want the work to be done for me. I like reading nonfiction. Business stuff, philosophy. Business, philosophy, economics. Or just books that tell the stories of people's experiences in a good way. Like Jim Can't Start With No. That was a good book. Whatever you would call that book. Stuff like that. EV blog live stream last night. Your name came up about 20 times. Huh. I should go watch that stream. Doug says no spanking kids. Is your audio out of sync? Test. Fuck, it sure is. Now it's not. Test. There we go. Fixed. Why does that happen? VST host does that sometimes. I got to figure out why that happens before Nebraska. If that happens at Nebraska, that's gonna be terrible. Okay, now here's where everybody types audio out of sync. Yeah, because it's not good enough to say it 200 times. If you say it 500, that'll totally make me scroll faster. Yeah. All right. So if there's any good questions in these 3 pages, I'm sorry, I'm ignoring them all, because people just keep. Yeah, just keep typing the same thing. Yeah, just paste the same thing. It's totally going to make me scroll to it faster. Do lots of people in the music industry have tinnitus? Yes, because people in the music industry play music too fucking loud. And it's one of those things where nobody feels like it's okay to say, can you turn it down a little? Because everybody thinks they're going to think they're a sissy, or they don't like the music, or they'll take it as an insult. I used to just have earplugs on all the time, and I just didn't, like, I would have my headphones in, and I didn't care if somebody asked me, why do you have those in? It's like, because you're playing it too loud, you know? So for me, I didn't even have to deal with the confrontational aspect of it. Okay, so we're going to check what can sometimes be a quick fix on this board. Before we do that, I'm just going to see if it has GPU vCore. All right. I don't know why VST host fucks up audio sync. Alright, let's put this down. Actually, right now, before I put this down, GPU vCore. Okay, where do we find GPU vCore? Do you know what your bully is doing now in everyday life? Actually, that's one of the only reasons I had a Facebook account. I had a Facebook account so I could catch up on that stuff. And I realized that most of the bullies, oh man, like, and again, I'm not trying to make fun of people that are like garbage men or anything like that. I'm not trying to make fun of you. If you're a sanitation worker and that's how you feed your family, that's fine. What I find funny is like the people that were insulting me because my parents only made $25,000 a year or whatever. And, you know, my parents only made like $20,000 a year, and I wore Everlast, and their parents were 6-figure salaries, so they had like $200 new shoes every month. It's kind of funny when that person becomes a sanitation worker. Again, if you're not an asshole, that's fine. But when you're the person that's been 15 years insulting me because my parents didn't have money, it's just kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. Or like the person, there's one of them that's like a janitor at a mini golf course. It's not even janitor at a golf course, janitor at a mini golf course. And again, if you pay your rent through being a janitor, fucking more power to you. I'm glad that you found a way to feed your family. But if you were that asshole that used to pick up a Kmart bag and say, oh, look, Louis Verge Kmart, Louis Verge Kmart, Louis Verge Kmart. And it's like, yeah, I make in a month what you make in a year. Yeah, fun times. It's one of those things. It's one of those things where life doesn't start fair. But what I notice is that if you just keep plowing through and you keep making the best decisions that you can, it really does end fair. Like, it may not start fair, but life always finds a way to end fair. And I found as time goes on, it's kind of like, you know, like water always seeks its level. It's like the same shit like when you're a kid and you're dealing with these douchebag, terrible people. And like, water really does seek its level. Like, as time goes on, like, it comes back to them. And it is what it is. Again, I'm sitting here doing what I enjoy. I make money doing what I enjoy. I don't have a boss to answer to. You do. You do. Oh, man. Okay, so let's see. So we're going to plug in the screen. We're going to see if we have GPU vCore on that cap. Now we're going to go over something that seems to plague a lot of the 820 3332 boards. Alright. Using Dave Jones's EV blog BM235 multimeter. We have, how many volts do we have on GPU vCore? 0.642 volts. This sucks. This sucks. Let's see, does it even recognize the screen? Is it trying to send 5 volts to the screen? It sure isn't. Alright. These machines suck. Let's take a look under the microscope, see if we get any hints. Alright, so at least the GPU is turning on. That's a good thing that the GPU is at least turning on. Maybe the microscope will give us a hint. What happened to you? Somewhat nasty probe points. I don't think that they were damaged, though. I just think that they're just a nasty color from the factory. Stop spamming Dave Jones. I will not. I missed it. What did he think? Thank you. I think that's a really cool meter. You missed the part where I mistook a thermocouple for a banana plug speaker amp tester. But I think this is a very cool meter. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that you sent it. It's very cool. Now I have a meter for the front of the store that I can use, so I can look cool when I'm testing people's stuff, instead of having to walk back to my office in the hope that nobody in the front steals anything while I'm in my office. Because that happens from time to time. Any major moments in your life, though, are life-changing? Probably a few. Let's see, the lesson, I guess the biggest lesson that I learned throughout life would be, how do I put this? Like, between the ages of 17 and I think 24, I treated people the way I wanted to be treated. And somewhere at 24, I kind of realized to treat people the way they deserve to be treated. So let's explain the difference while we're looking for what's messed up on this board. So treating people the way for example, let's say I shot somebody in the head. Just for no reason. It was just unsolicited. Like, I just got mad and I shot him. I would want to have somebody make an excuse as to why I didn't have to go to jail and why I get another chance. That's how I would like to be treated. How I deserve to be treated is being tossed in jail for a very long period of time, perhaps for the rest of my life. So by treating people the way I would like to be treated, I was treating people oftentimes not the way that they had deserved to be treated, which would then wind up screwing myself. After I've screwed myself, now I don't have time or resources for any of the people that I want to do good things for. So I would wind up screwing myself and screwing them. By treating people the way they deserve to be treated, I often wound up preserving a lot of my own resources, which I could then give to the people that actually deserve to be treated very well. And my life became a lot better. I was able to do things like lend my friend money when he needed it, to start a business that's still to this day thriving, and, help people when I have the chance to, and I have the time to do stuff like this YouTube show and teach other people how to fix stuff. So yeah. Is that a solder ball? No, that's just a point, random point. Blah. All right, so no physical damage to this board whatsoever. Ooh, this is gonna suck. All right, let's try it with another assembly. So one of the things I'm going to look for here, so let's look in chat a little. Maybe Dave knows how to fix it. Dave, what do I do? 820-3332. 820-3332. No video, GPU vCore present. What? iPad Rehab is here too. Wait a second. There's 2 people here that can fix my rabbit hole board. iPad Rehab says, I posted a data job before I left and come back to comments about how people fucked other people's data using my videos, feeling guilty. Jessa, they would have done it anyway. I mean, do you think that, like, do you really think that there are people that would just not even try, but they tried because they saw your video and destroyed it? They would have taken the phone and put it in an oven if not for you. So you have nothing to feel bad about. I love the EV Blog multimeter. So far, I love it too. It actually stands up, which is more than I can say for my Fluke. If you go to Detroit Borg's new video in 308, you appear. I don't know who that is, so I'm going to Google it and save it in another tab. Because if I don't, then I'm never going to look at it later because YouTube chat doesn't save anything. All right. I think the code's... Is the power line just low or shorted? It's 0.6 volts, which I feel like is the GPU. I think that, I mean, that's the proper GPU V-core if it's resting or it's not doing much of anything. Past Labs amp simply sounds great and will heat your house. All right, so let's see. What is GPU V-core supposed to be on this board? What is GPU V-core supposed to be? PP V-core SO... let's see. Where's the page that lists all the rails? It's page 7, right? Page 6 or 7. PP V-core GPU. Okay, it says over here, GPU V-core is supposed to be 1 volt. But that's the thing. I feel like this is one of those things where it's variable. I mean, it's going to clock itself up and down. It's not always going to be using a volt if you're not doing anything. But, yeah, I think 0.6 volts sounds a little low to me. I don't know. The thing is, I don't have a working 3332 to compare with, but I feel like 0.6 volts is a little bit low. A little bit on the low side. So this is going to be responsible for creating it. U8900. And interestingly enough, U8900 sits right by a screw hole in the board. So check this out. So this over here is a screw hole, and there's going to be quite some pressure pulling up on the board at that area. And if we look right on the other side of the board at that exact same spot, we have what I believe is U8900. All right, so we're going to give this a little bit of a reflow. Maybe even a replace. Maybe even a replace. But we're going to start with just reflow in this area. We're just going to put a little bit of flux. You know, we don't want to use too much because it'll piss off people who watch the video. So we're just going to put a tiny, tiny little bit of flux over there. And we're going to go for a reflow and then maybe even a little bit of a resolder. Let's see what happens over there. So that's going to be responsible for our GPU V-core. Paul says, would you like Open Board View to support multiple boards and tabs? Oh my god, that would be better than sex. That would be better than sex. But I don't deserve it. That would be amazing. Because here's where that would be amazing, Paul. When I'm stealing components from the same board, it wouldn't matter. But when I have, let's say, an 11-inch air board, like a 3435, and then the only board I have to steal from is a 3437, I have to switch back between windows. So it would be kind of nice. And Windows' system with multiple monitors sucks. So one of these monitors is 4K and the other is 1080p. So what happens is as I'm dragging the mouse from the left monitor to the right one, I have to make sure I get the mouse right in the middle of the screen or it doesn't go over into the right one. It drives me nuts. But that would be really cool. So, but again, that would be a nightmare to code, so I'm not asking for it. Chris, if you have a 3332, can you tell me what you get on GPU V-core? That would be awesome. Thank you. I'm sorry for making fun of you all the time. Last time I'm mentioning, if you're a mod and haven't joined the Facebook group yet, you should. Mods only. Please. Oh, this is funny. This is funny. Please remember to remove the cancer. This is great. I joined. All right. All right, let's get this going. The hot air station should be hot by now. We should be at a temperature where I can get a good flow going. See you later, Dave. Thanks for stopping by, and thank you very much for sending the meter. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Somebody said that in one of your streams I got mentioned 20 times, so I have to watch that one and see what's up. You ever blow a capacitor near something you tried to reflow because of air? That only happens if you use small nozzles. Stop using a small nozzle. Don't use those 3.5 millimeter nozzles. What is so bad about 2012 retinas? They do this shit. No video, random freezing, distorted video, all that bullshit. Alright, waiting for all that lead-free solder to melt. Shit, I don't think I said solder without the L one time while Dave was here. Fuck. Solder. S-O-D-E-R. The EEV block BM235 is the best meter to accompany your soldering. Solder. Any advice for a college student looking for a part-time job? I filled out at least 40 applications, gone to 3 interviews, and no results. Honestly, I wish I could help you. I really haven't gotten any good jobs through job applications. I got Model Sporting Goods. And that was that. It took months to find a job, even just at Model Sporting Goods. Let's see. I got a job at a delivery company through Good Temps, but I got fired from it because I got a 102 fever and took 2 or 3 days off. I got hired at a furniture store, but I got fired from that because I fucked up the mall bell machine. What else? I got an internship at Avatar Studios, which then led to a job that I quit, which was like, I was working for free, and then after that working for $7.50 an hour. And I had an internship at some other studio as well. But I've never really had a real job, so I don't really know how to answer your question, I'm afraid. I'm sorry. Can you add a link to the FX888Z? I don't think I'd be able to justify the 951, but I would like to use your affiliate link. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. What you could do is right below the video, there's going to be a link. Just says Amazon US. You're going to see a link for every country. If you just click the general Amazon link and look at for the 888, you can just buy it, and we will get the commission. Or you could click our link for the 951, search for the 888, buy the 888, and we would get the commission. I very much so appreciate that. Thank you. All right. Do you worry about lead poisoning? Not at all. No. I don't eat it. I don't eat the solder. Little tip to all Flux users: if you buy an Amtech 223 RMA and California is misspelled as California, throw it to the trash bin. That's a good hint. It's a good hint. All right, let's see if Duke hit another one out of the park here. Let's see. Did Duke hit another one out of the park? Did Duke do another world's first and solve another Apple problem that Apple themselves have not solved yet? For any of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Duke Fox on the Board Repair Forum, you're going to see a link in the description below, is pretty much the best person that you'll ever meet at any type of Apple motherboard repair. I mean, just the best, hands down, bar none. He figures out all the faults before anybody else does. And he is the fastest, the quickest, the most efficient, and the most logical when it comes to even the most miserable of problems. And he suggested trying this whole thing where U8900 may be getting fucked with because of a screw hole and bad solder. So we'll see. Now, he usually suggests that when you have no V-core. In this case, we do have V-core, but it's a little bit low. Do you watch the STS Telecom videos? He did a nice piece in the iPhone 6 Touch IC issues. I do. I think he's a good guy and he has a good channel. If you're interested in this type of stuff that I do, but you want to see it with cell phone repair, you should subscribe to STS Telecom. Not iPad Rehab. Not iPad Rehab. iPad Rehab is a scab. You know that whole thing when people go on strike and then the other people, they actually take the place of the people who went on strike? I didn't do videos with Vice. So what does Jessa do? She goes over to Vice and she's like, oh, not only will I do videos, but I'll do them for free. So subscribe to STS Telecom. I would suggest subscribing to STS Telecom. Very nice channel if you're into the same type of videos that I do, except with cell phone repair. It's one of those times where I'm actually like, that's one of the few times I go on YouTube. I'm kidding about iPad Rehab, by the way. She has a nice channel too. But like, it's one of the very few times I go on YouTube and I actually feel like I accomplished something. Like in creating this genre of live component level board repair while talking about general stuff. Like I see that he's taken my concept and he's made it better. And that's really cool. It's really cool when you watch somebody take your concept and pretty much do it better. So yeah, check out STS Telecom's channel. Chris says Duke is a genius. He is. Yeah. Duke is beyond a genius. And again, if you need proof that Duke is a genius, look at this. Look, see there's a light? See the light? There's a light. There wasn't no light before, and you're going to see a question mark soon because Duke is a fucking genius. Again, if any of you wanted to know why that forum's worth $29 a month, like that, you're going to see it in a second. You're going to see it right here. We're also going to check GPU vCore and see if it's 0.6 volts or something else. Come on, get me a question mark. Here we go. What did I tell you? Again, Duke Fox at rossmangroup.com/boards. Yes, I will shamelessly plug it because if you are in this business and doing MacBook board repair, I know damn well that is, as long as you have a brain and don't get butthurt when people point out that you're not using it, that's the best $29 a month you'll ever spend. And as you can see, we're getting 0.894 volts on GPU vCore now instead of 0.6. 0.6 is a little bit too low. 0.6 is too low. Yeah, 0.9 volts on GPU vCore. Duke. And again, when people say that independent, all this crap about how, these need to be sent back to the factory. This is worthy of another round. People say, it has to go back to the factory so that the Apple can figure out what's going wrong with it. Did Apple figure out that it's U8900's bad solder joints? Or did Duke? Did the guy in his garage in the Netherlands figure it out? Or did the $400 billion company? Because so far, C7771, Netherlands guy. C9560, and not the GPU on the 820-850, Netherlands guy in the garage. U8900, Netherlands guy in the garage. Netherlands guy in the garage has kicked the crap out of the $400 billion company 3 times in a row. That's all I'm saying. Right to repair, baby. Right to repair. Again, who's figuring all this stuff out? Who's figuring it out faster? Who's figuring it out more efficiently? And imagine what they could do if they saw more use cases. Imagine what he would do if he was working at the $400 billion company. Imagine if he had access to everything they had access to rather than just what was in his garage. I'm just saying. It's always in the brain. It's always in the brains. It's not in the authorized. It's not in being authorized. It's in the brain. Chris says 820-3332 turned on and it's 0.8 volts. Sorry, Chris, a little late. Sorry, Chris, a little late. Little late, but yeah. But doesn't Apple keep you in business? No, they don't. I keep myself in business. Nope. Apple does nothing for me. That's kind of like saying cancer keeps an oncologist in business. Like if there was no more cancer, then then maybe they would become a chiropractor, or maybe they'd become an allergist, or maybe they'd, but yeah. All right, so now I guess I can show you what the 820-3462 looks like. But yeah, I mean, again, if you needed reason enough to to ask yourself whether or not that forum is worth money, I've been doing this for years. I have access to Duke on Skype, and I just learned something on my own fucking forum that I just made. Again, that board repair right there, that's $425 plus tax. $425 plus tax. Retina board repair flat rate. And zip. You rip off. No, zip it. How many times have you watched me sit here for 3 hours on a board that didn't work? No. Guilt-free, $425 plus tax. I learned that from my own fucking forum. It's great. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying that as the owner. Right now, I'm saying that as the customer. Right now, I'm saying that as the customer. All right, so some of it doesn't look perfect. We should go over that and replace some of those things. But this board is working. Let's take a look at what the SMC area looks like. As you can see, my Crest got rid of all the flux. Again, if only Crest could figure out how to ship me an ultrasonic cleaner and a basket together in less than a month, I could actually go back to promoting them. Right now, I kind of feel dirty selling Crest stuff just because I know that if you buy one from me, you may receive it in a week, you may receive it in a year, maybe you'll receive it when once Trump's no longer president. Who the hell knows? But for all the crap with their logistics, I gotta say that Crest makes a damn good cleaner. Again, it sucks actually trying to get one out of them. It's pretty hard, but this is some good cleaner. Like, that area was fucked before. This area was fucked before. This area was fucked before and was keeping it from working, and it's like it's pristine, it's crisp, it's crystal clear. It's clean board. Clean board. Hi, Lewis. I have an 820-2849 board with no green light. Any strange issues like C7771? No, there's no please bro solution for that. You will have to think, and you will have to watch the videos in this channel on the one-wire circuit. But seriously, let's ultrasonic the other one, and yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not ashamed to admit it. I learned something on my own form. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm happy. It's one of those things that's like win-win. Like, if I'm right, then I'm right. And if I'm wrong, okay, then I learned something, There's nothing wrong with being wrong. Because sometimes you'll be wrong, and the win will be that you're wrong. And when the other person is right, you learn something, and what you just learned, you can then apply and be smarter. So there's always a win. Even when you lose, you win. Yeah. I'm happy to shamelessly promote my paid forum tonight, because tonight I used it as a customer. Mm-hmm. Would you ever fix things in motherboards like Cisco switches and routers? Probably not. No. Getting the schematic, that's the thing, like, one-off repairs suck. By one-off, I mean where I'm never going to see it again. Like, one person's going to come with it a year. I can't charge more than $50 or $100 for the repair. It's going to take me 8 or 9 hours to find the fault. Again, Duke has been getting these boards in since probably 2013. So he's been working on these boards 2013, 14, 15, 16. That's 4 years. A week ago, he figured this out. He figured this out a week ago. He's had 4 years to work on these boards. That's how long it takes. That's how long it takes to come up to with this stuff. So if you see one of something a year, you're not getting paid much for it, and you don't have a schematic or a board view. It's like, just doesn't make it worthwhile. Dave Jones makes the multimeter. EV blog. Yes, Dave Jones makes this multimeter. It's Miles' fault if right to repair doesn't pass. Sure is. It's his fault for everything. He is the scapegoat. If Apple folded their tent tomorrow, what would you repair? I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I'm not a fixer by nature. Like, there are these. I remember going to this fixer party, or this fixers collective, and I felt so out of place because I was there with people like they were fixing everything. It was like there was a microwave, and it's like, why are you fixing that? Why don't you just buy another one for like $30? There was somebody fixing a fan. I'm not kidding. There was a fan, like, not like this fancy fan. I mean, like, spinning fan that you put in front of you when you're warm, and they're fixing it. And it's like, you can buy this on Amazon for like $15. What the fuck is the point of this? And they're like, oh, we just want to fix, man. And that's when it really came obvious to me that I'm not a fixer. I'm I want to solve people's problems. I want to make money solving people's problems, and I want to help people that would not otherwise be helped. Those are the three things I want to do in the world. Fixing just so happens in this specific area to get me there, but it's not what I want to do with my life. It's just a means to achieve what I want to do with my life. I'm not. So if there were no more Apple stuff to fix tomorrow, I don't know what I'd do. Stock investing. Maybe stock investing. Maybe become a therapist. I don't know. I have no idea what I would do. Maybe open a restaurant or something. I don't know. But it would be something else. But yeah, people are like, Apple are why you make money. It's like, no. Your brain is why you make money. There's always a problem to solve in the world. You just got to find it. Who knows what I'd be doing if there wasn't Apple stuff to fix. But it'd be something else to do. There would be something else to do. You could start repairing PC. Fuck. Fuck no. Fuck that. Or retire. Again, retirement would be a good thing. Oh, man. All right. Time to ultrasonic this. Make it nice and clean. What did I miss in chat? The foreign price is a great deal. I worked at an automotive shop with a tech line we can call for help. That was over $100 a month. Yeah, that is, but that was also a call line. This is a post in the forum, and when we get to it, we fucking get to it kind of thing. Not a, so there is a difference there. There is a difference there. We're gonna ultrasonic it, make it nice and clean. Make it nice and clean. But yeah, there's but yeah, the one thing about that is, again, like, that's the thing. Like, I've never been in a relationship in my life where I was the people person. And in the Duke business relationship, like, I find myself as the people person. And that's hard. Like, I've never met somebody that actually made me into the people person. Was the data recovery from Jason successful? It was. It was. It actually worked. I'm going to have to do it again because he did it. The recording fucked up, so I have no proof of it. So now we have to do another one of the same type so that I can do a video of it. But yeah, the first data recovery that we did using that clean room did work. It worked great. Unless I can fix the corrupted video file. Will you start designing audio gear? Probably not. That was like a dream, but that was a dream from my last life. That is a time gone by. Does 425 include trackpad if needed? Nope. Vicious New York pricing, baby. It depends on the situation. Lewis, don't show your store keys on a live stream. What do you mean by keys? Do you mean like my streaming key? Because I keep that hidden. Nobody knows my streaming key. If I wanted to start learning how to do board repairs on MacBooks, how do you get your first board to start practicing? I don't know, buy broken stuff or tell people I fixed them. And but know when you should say yes or no to something. Like, if you're dealing with your uncles and your uncle's one of those people that wants everything for free and like doesn't want to pay for shit, and you're using your uncle's crap as an experiment, who gives a fuck? But you shouldn't take stuff in from like retail customers and say I know what I'm doing, who expect to have to pay for it and then fuck it up. You know, that's a journey. That's a journey, finding stuff. Video of me fixing an amp. I wasn't really fixing it. I was just measuring stuff. The video where I fixed it wound up being corrupted and I couldn't fix it, so I deleted it. No, the key of your store, you showed them last while opening your store. Lewis, have you ever been scared about competition? I see that there are many businesses that repair Apple. I mean, I was around before a lot of those were. You know, I started in 2008. I have a large client base from that time. I don't really care. Again, for me, competition means basis of comparison. You know, it's contrast. Like when I say 2 to 4 days to do this, and somebody's like 2 to 4 days, I'm like, go over there. I'm like, what? Just go over there. Go to that other place. And then the other place says $800. They're like, in 2 to 4 days, and then they come back here and they hear like $200 or $300 in 2 to 4 days. Then it's good. See, competition is good because it provides a basis of contrast. Like, for example, I do this with data recovery all the time. Like people go, Lewis, oh yeah, so I dropped my iPhone in the ocean. What do? And I say $300 to $400 to recover it in a couple of weeks, sometimes longer. Like a couple of weeks and $400. I'm like, call Drive Savers. I'm like, what? I'm like, just call Drive Savers. Hang up. They call Drive Savers. Drive Savers says $2,000 to $3,000, and maybe a couple of months, or whenever the fuck we get to it, and you're not going to get the phone back. Then, oh my, $300 to $400 sounds great. So competition is awesome. The reason competition is awesome is because it provides that basis of comparison. Like without competition, how do you know if $100 is a good deal or a ripoff? You really have no way of telling. You need to have that. You know, competition is a good thing. You need other people around. Like, how do you know if 2 hours is, oh my God, you're slow at this, or wow, that's a great speed? You know, you need competition. Without audio is starting to desync again. VST host. Why the? This is why I wish that VST plugins worked natively in Open Broadcaster, right? Because this is this fucking duct tape together system that I use right now. So I can route the audio from the camera to a virtual audio cable, and then an Open Broadcaster over here. I use that virtual audio cable in audio as a mic. And people have said, but Lewis, you can add VST plugins in the new version, but Lewis, you can add VST. Bullshit. Bull fucking shit. Again, and I say that as somebody who loves Open Broadcaster. I say that as somebody who should be donating again to Open Broadcaster because of how much I use it. But yeah, let's try to add a plugin, right? So let me show you what happens when I go to add a plugin, any plugin. I'm just going to add, let's say, my, what should I add here? No. Anything. Let's just add a metering plugin. Test? Oh, no. Okay. I need to have it in a different folder. Alright, so I can't show you right now because you have to have the plugin inside a specific folder for Open Broadcaster to find it. But as soon as you add a plugin, as soon as you add a VST plugin, it dies. Like the audio just dies. It makes me sad because I'd love to use them in this. I hate using VST host because it randomly desyncs. It's such a... And you have to start it and stop it again. And you don't know when it desyncs. It's not like it gives you a notice that you have desynced. You know, there's no notice of it. You just get fucked. I'm thinking it only happens when I have the CPU usage. It set it fast instead of faster. So maybe that's what's causing it. But I do have to figure it out before Nebraska because I don't want to do a video in Nebraska where the audio desyncs. Does anyone know the first component to check for no green light on 8202849? You're still looking for a workaround watching the one-wire circuit video. No, there's no workaround thinking. You need to think. Watch the one-wire circuit video. It's 9 minutes long. You can give up 9 minutes of your life to fix a board that's worth $500 on eBay. I know you can. 9 minutes of your life for $500. Go, watch it. There is no one component solution. There's no one component solution. Watch your video on one wire, I'm still stumped. You're not thinking. Think. Turn on the brain. Think. Okay, you've convinced me. That stream is going... That stream's going away. Thank you for the heads up. In a video a while ago, you mentioned getting a house in San Diego. If you moved to California, I assume you'd close. That mean no more videos. I'm not sure how that would work. I have to put more thought into it. Thoughts on Bitcoin? It's going up recently. I don't really care about it in terms of investing. I am really excited about the idea of a currency that has a limited amount. Because when you have a currency with a limited amount, the government can't print more money. When the government can't print more money, they cannot devalue what's in your wallet to enrich themselves by, selling the next generation away with social programs and wars that nobody is ever going to figure out how to pay for. So that's a really cool part about Bitcoin. One of the really cool things about Bitcoin and a lot of these cryptocurrencies where there's a limited quantity is that you get away from a lot of bullshit. You get away from a lot of the bullshit that you get with this society we have now, where people can just print money without asking the general public, and a lot of the problems that comes from it. I think it's going to take. I think it's going to happen sometime in the next, I would say, 30 years. In the next 30 years, you're going to see some type of revolution based on that, because people are just going to get sick and tired of their money going to bullshit that they don't want it to go to, and. What's the likelihood the conference in Nebraska will make a difference to repair shops? I'm not sure. It may make a great difference. It may make no difference. But what I know is that if I go, I won't be mad. If I don't go, then I'm going to be mad if something happens. If I know that I could have had an effect. But if I go, even if I fail, at the very least, the fact that I made the time to show up, yeah. S4 whatever says, really, is that you, Lewis, GTFO? I don't understand what you're talking about. That is confusing. Why did I even read that comment? Usually my brain just filters out the useless ones. But yeah, I know that if I don't go, then I'll be pissed. If I feel like I could have been a part of it. So even if I go and I try to create some positive change and I can't, I'll be able to live with it, knowing that at least I tried. Like, trying and failing is different. And this is the thing. When you try and you fail, you learn something. Like, I may not succeed, but I'll know how to talk to. But I'll be one step better at talking to legislature people. I'll be one step better at talking to assembly people. I'll understand a little bit more about the process in terms of how you turn a bill into a law. Nothing wrong with all that. Let's play with the beep 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 board again. Fuck that one. No. That board can suck it. No. I wasted time on another one with a bad MCP 79 or bad CPU today, and no. Boo. All right. Let's clean this one off. What's the goal you're trying to reach with the conference? Right to repair bill going forward. Parts, schematics, diagrams, without piracy. Do you guys have your own professional lobbyist? Do you need a lobbyist? We're doing it the Wix way. Would you say yes to an invitation to work at Apple as a therapist for their board designers? Maybe. Do you need a lobbyist? Why not do it yourself? What channel would be great to learn iPad board repair from? STS Telecom. Did you get to fix the touch bar from yesterday? Sure did. It worked. I just had to leave early yesterday. I'm sorry that I had to leave very early yesterday, but we did have to leave early yesterday. You had some real business to attend to. Some annoying business to attend to. Business isn't always fun. That's one of the things about business. Business is not always fun. Sometimes business sucks. Yesterday business sucked. But we're going to make it great again. How can the right to repair will be made into something that would benefit Apple? Well, Eli, the computer guy, suggested something along the lines of if you make repairable products or repair-friendly products, that you get a tax break for it, because that would be good for the environment and whatnot. And I think that's actually that's actually a pretty good idea. It's just the only thing is that at this point it's almost kind of like a war, so I don't even imagine them all be open to any of these ideas. I will have to figure out this random audio desync thing before Nebraska. Would be embarrassing if it's still doing this shit. Okay. You're going to sub to my channel when I get worthy videos. I'll subscribe to your channel if you have a collaboration with certain people. Chris Long, if you see what Chris Long, what you need for your channel, for me to subscribe to it, is you need a collaboration, perhaps with an old friend. Perhaps with an old friend. Maybe somebody you used to go to school with. Yes, Lewis, governments forget that fiat money is worthless if no one is using it. Yep. I think Bitcoin is the key. I think Bitcoin is the key to government not being able to steal people's money anymore. And that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Because that's the thing, like when you want to go to a new war, or when you want some stupid new social program that's going to bankrupt the next generation, if you increase taxes to fund it, you got to go to every individual household and say, we want another $6,000 this year. We want another $6,000 this year. We want another $6,000 this year. But when you just print money, you can bypass that embarrassing part of having to piss off other people, and you just piss off the next generation. And by then, they won't even care. They'll have video games, or they'll have the internet, or they'll have some other VR, some other shit to do, and they won't even remember us fucking them over. That's the cool thing about Bitcoin, defeating fiat currency. That is the cool thing about Bitcoin. I'm not impressed with Bitcoin in terms of investing. I'm cool about the potential that Bitcoin has to change governments, to make the world a better place. But just remember, don't wear a hat that says "Make Bitcoin Great Again," because if you wear a Bitcoin hat, people will pepper spray you. Your facts are all bullshit. Stick to repairing mic dongles. Oh, that is Dunning-Kruger syndrome right there. Have we talked about Dunning-Kruger syndrome? That's the thing. It's like, you're wrong because I feel bad. Where are your facts? Where is your argument? Where is your anything? Fact, argument, evidence, absent. None. They're gone. They're gone. We don't have a single one. We don't have a single fact, argument, or evidence. That always happens every now and then, where you have like two people having a conversation and somebody walks up and goes on the table. And it's like, look, that's my puke on the table. That's my puke right there. I'm so proud of my puke. Here, let me just take a poop on the table as well. It's like, yeah, but that doesn't count. We were having a conversation. We were having a conversation. Oh well. So let's see what the board in the oven looks like. It should be nice and clean by now. The Dunning-Kruger effect is where the people who are the smartest are typically the least sure of themselves because they know there is much to be unsure of, whereas the people who are the biggest idiots don't know what they don't know, so they are very sure of themselves and confident. It's a terrible effect because it winds up in a world where all the people who are idiots have all the say in everything. I don't know. See how nice and sexy this is now? See how nice and sexy this is now? This is a beautiful board. That is a beautiful board. That is a nice, pretty board. Looks nice, doesn't it? Nice and clean. Yeah, there's a little A little bit of marks on it, but that's fine. So some residue is still there. All the important stuff is gone. Would you recommend an ultrasonic cleaner? Would be good though, expensive way to clean records. Ooh, that's a difficult one. I'm not sure. Maybe it would clean the record, maybe it would destroy it. I honestly don't know how how vinyl and water and heat could get along. So I would not try that because that could destroy something that would otherwise be worth a lot of money. I would, yeah, that's a difficult one. That's something that. Let's see. All right, what other comments do we have here? Why couldn't governments tax you if you're using Bitcoin? Couldn't they just do what they do now to get money you're not giving them? That's a really good question. That's that over there. That's an argument. So what I was saying before is that governments have a choice to either tax you or simply print money, which is a runaround way of stealing it from you because you don't notice immediately that you've been robbed. You notice it later, and it's also not a direct form of theft, whereas taxation is a direct form of theft. Now, they could tax Bitcoin, but at that point, they can't print new Bitcoin. So the thing with Bitcoin is they would have to tell you, we are taxing you this amount of money for this reason, which would force government to be more transparent versus this crap now where it's like, oh, we need more money, let's print it. Let's see. Ultrasonic cleaners are a popular way of cleaning records, says somebody whose name I cannot pronounce. Again, I Google it, read about it. I'm not going to say it is or is not because I've never done it, and I would feel terrible if you destroyed your records. A couple of days ago, you answered a comment, I don't need a logo, I like my logo. I like your logo too, but you need a higher res copy. So I drew you up one in Illustrator. How can I get it to you? You can always email it to the help@rossmangroup.com email. However, there's a reason that I don't reply to a lot of the requests where people say, I made you this logo, use it. It's what I call this is one of those areas where I start calling Jessa a grandma. It's what I like to call the Elmo effect. So you know when you walk through Manhattan, you know when you walk through Times Square and there's an Elmo, and the Elmo is like, take a picture with Elmo. And then you have people like Jessa who believe in the good in everybody in the world, which is laughable, but she'll believe in the good in everybody in the world, so she'll say, oh sure, I want my kids to have a picture with Elmo. And she didn't ask for the picture with Elmo, but Elmo asked her if she wanted to take a picture. Never said there was a price or anything, just asked if she wanted to take the picture. So her kids will take a picture with Elmo, and then Elmo will stop being happy Elmo and go, all right bitch, give me $10. And she'll be like, you never told me this would cost money. And she's like, you think I'm doing this for free? So the reason that I usually don't take anything, like the reason I don't have a YouTube ban or anything, and there are people who've offered it, is because, again, I'm from New York, and I never know if what you're doing is being Elmo. This happened in Vegas, too, where there were these two beautiful model-class women that walked up to me, and are like, hi, and they're like all going over, rubbing all over my shoulder and grabbing my tricep and asking me to flex and doing weird shit. Like, hey, how are you doing? And I'm like, I've been alive for like 25 years. I realize that life is just usually not this easy. What do you want? And I'm like, you want to take a picture with us? And I'm like, what do you want? And it's like, it's $20 for a picture. I'm like, fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. As Jackie Gleason would say, out in The Honeymooners. So yeah, if you want to send it, sure, but a lot of the times I don't use those things because of the Elmo effect. It's just so. All right. I'm not saying that you're being like Elmo. It's just I don't know you, so I don't know who you are or how you react, which is why I usually don't ask for that type of stuff and usually don't accept it. All right. If I got 1 cent every time Lewis said Dunning-Kruger. Chris says, Paul, I want to see him collaborate with she who is unnamed. Yeah, she has far higher qualifications and also probably much more to do in life than collaborate with the motherboard repair channel on YouTube, with your local board repair channel, with your local Make Boards Great Again channel. Mm-hmm. Mining bitcoins would be a great use for all those NSA computers monitoring this chat channel. Probably. Poor Jessa, she's on the beating end of the stick today. Come on, I like Jessa. Don't be mean to Jessa. Don't be mean to Jessa by pointing out that I'm being mean to Jessa. Jessa doesn't approve of us stealing Mindy. That doesn't mean it's not on the plan list. Or maybe I agree. Jessa's right. Don't steal Mindy. We're going to steal Sunday. Somebody else's name ends in a Y. What do you get in a vegan burrito? Tempeh or butternut squash? Butternut squash is amazing. Burrito. If the right to repair doesn't pass, those balls should be painted blue. Yeah, that'll be the way that you know that I failed. We'll paint it blue. Your desk looks like a mess now. It'll be fun. You like the HDMI splitter / switcher up there? That's like just being held in between the shelf and the TV. Yeah, with the wire coming out from the air conditioning vent. That's classy. That's very classy. We're definitely going to get a collaboration with she who will not be named with an office that looks like this. Yes. No hidden agendas. It's to thank you for the help through these videos. Oh, in that case, sure, I'll take it. If you're not Elmo, then thank you very much. Yeah, my desk is a mess. But it's not as much of a mess anymore. Oh, man, it's about time to get out of here. If I don't leave now, I won't be able to get my end-of-day burrito. That would be a tragedy. I need to get my end-of-day burrito. I am hungry. Yeah, definitely hungry. We got some good work done today. Justin Vare says failure only occurs once you give up. I agree. Yeah, time to get out of here. As always, I hope you learned something. I sure learned something. I'm very happy I started this forum. 'Cause if I didn't, I would have probably figured that out for probably 2 years from now. All right. So lesson learned. Know what your GPU vCore is supposed to be on all of your models, so that when something like this happens, you know what to do. Have you had any whoa, that is like so unprofessional experiences lately? You mean people accusing me or me accusing others? There's always people that accuse me of being unprofessional. Usually people that want something for free or just being a hater. And then there's me dealing with Crest, and that's another story altogether. All right. Time to get out of here. As always, I hope you learned something. Again, thank you to all who clicked on the Amazon links below. We do appreciate it. Your commissions are appreciated. And it's going to be fun to... It's going to be fun. March 9th. This is going to be a good day. All right. Time to get out of here.